So you, as the consultant, you need to be able to hold your energy on the level of the solution, on the level of the love.
I think everyone listening to this can conceive of the oneness of everything. They have a concept of God and of source and of oneness, but it could be a far cry between that concept and the actual living reality of it, you know, in a visceral day by day grounded way, where it's there as a ordinary way of functioning, whether you're, you know, walking in the woods or driving in traffic, you know. So how does this course actually accomplish that? If it does, do people who graduate from this not only know how to contact the Akashic Records, which they've been doing since level 1, but do they actually, many of them, shift into some kind of state of oneness, which abides, which persists?
And let me give it to you in a different context, because this is all for the seminar, you know, like, so in the seminar, people learning to access their own Akashic Records and the Akashic Records for someone else, to possibly, if they wish, give professional Akashic Record readings. So level 4 is for the professional Akashic Record Consultant, and of course for yourself too. So for me, as a teacher, I think it is essential to teach my students compassion, and that is not the best word, but to teach them to see their client not as flawed, not as broken. Because when you see someone as broken and in pain, you cannot change or help them to change their vibration to something else. So you, as the consultant, you need to be able to hold your energy on the level of the solution, on the level of the love. And the client is allowed to be in their pain body and everything. And you stay here and you help them to come there, to join you there or closer to that.
Yeah.
That is what we are doing. And part of it is what they are learning. And that part is to, I call it, learn to see God in the other person, which is God is as a spiritual word, not religious word.
No, I understand. Yeah.
So, and that is what I said earlier. We are all one. I'm not a guru. I'm trying to be on one level with the students, which I am. You know, so, and that's the same thing is true for a reading. I think I want to say I hardly ever in a reading put something of myself in there, except when I feel that the client feels ashamed or insecure. And then I will share a story with them where I messed up, you know, where I didn't do the best thing I could have done, just so they see I don't judge them.
Yeah, and they don't put you on a pedestal or idealize you or something. They realize that, well, if you can screw up, then maybe there's hope for me, because you're pretty cool, but I can.
It's not even about the messing up. It's about when people, the biggest thing I notice is that people feel ashamed of their mistakes or their flaws. And that's why they're so desperately trying to hide them. And, you know, and I just want them to know, don't feel ashamed. We all have something. If we don't have something anymore, we're not here. So in order to do that, we're doing specific exercises where we can learn to see God in the other person, for example.
Yeah. So
to see the light, to see the beauty in the other person.
How can you learn that? That doesn't seem like something that can be taught, but maybe it can. So, I mean, can you give us an example of how one could learn to see God in others?
Well, the way we are doing it in the seminar, I don't have to teach that. I just give them the exercises and they ask in the Akashic Records how they do it. So because it's an individual answer for everybody.
Yeah. it seems like a thing though that depends upon your level of consciousness. Like, sometimes people say, well, what would Jesus do? And let's try to act as Jesus would act. But you kind of have to be Jesus to act like Jesus would act, or to have Jesus's level of consciousness. Then you'll naturally act as Jesus would act, and you can't fake a higher level of consciousness. It has to be genuinely attained. Do you agree with all that, or am I kind of talking in a...
I think I know what you mean, but I feel a little bit different about that. Mm-hmm. I feel that whether in the Akashic Records or in regular life, you can connect to an energy of a person you admire, or, doesn't even have to be true, but and channel this energy and be confident, for example, I can't think of anyone. Let's say Oprah Winfrey, like if you wanted to, you could channel Oprah Winfrey and be for an hour this outgoing and
start giving away cars.
Or, I think you can do that. I don't think that you can necessarily hold your energy there permanently. So
to be a strain.
Yes, you will get...
to try to be someone you're not.
Yeah, and what happens when people do that is they, it's like a manic depressive. First you go really high up and then you go really low down.
Yeah.
And you have to find a way to ground yourself and to catch yourself so you don't go down with your energy. And that happens often, that's why people in show business often have alcohol problems or drug problems, because they're really high out there and then bang, they drop into a dark hole and they don't see the purpose of this. So I think in small, this applies to a lot of people. But in regard to your question with the 4th day of the seminar, we work on what do I need to know? So what can I let go of? What do I need to know about myself so I can see the beauty in someone else? So I don't have to judge them, for example.
Yeah.
You can find more information regarding my Akashic Record seminars on my website. See you soon.